My ex just threatened to have my 13-year-old daughter arrested. He has alienated my youngest daughter, who's 10 years old. He's alienated from me. He's alienating her from me. He's doing anything in his power to dissuade her from coming to my house. And when my daughter gets into a fight with her sister, she'll sometimes call her dad and complain or say, you should come pick me up because this isn't fair. He's enabling this behavior. And I was live streaming for about an hour and a half because that's how I make a living for my kids. We have a plan today to go out, which is going to cost me probably close to $100. So I'm live streaming to make some money for our outings today. And while I was live streaming, my two daughters were getting into an argument about bubbles because my youngest daughter was blowing bubbles in the house. So my middle daughter, who's 13, instructed her to go outside to blow bubbles because you're not allowed to blow bubbles in the house. And my 10-year-old daughter scratched my middle daughter, and they just started sister fight, okay? A normal sister fight. I never had siblings growing up, but I know what's normal and what's not, okay? And it was just like that. I came downstairs, diffused, I separated them, and just explained if you want to blow bubbles, you can blow them out the window, you can go outside, anything like that. I returned to my live stream where I earn a living, where I make money to provide for my kids, and everything was fine. And I end my live stream, I check my text messages, and my ex is saying, my daughter needs to be picked up because your daughter just assaulted her. She's over there bearing assault. He's literally threatening to call the police on my 13-year-old and claiming that my youngest daughter was assaulted. That is insane. He is being so difficult right now. And it's not helping that he's been live streaming lately on social media. That's what I do for a living. And now he's trying to piggyback off of that to make money. And there is an active hate mob with tens of thousands of people from TikTok who just exist on the internet all day, every day, talking about me, live streaming about me. They don't like me. The same way they do these things with Britney Spears or Gypsy Rose or Nurse Hannah or Ash Trevino. It's like that type of thing that's existing on TikTok. And I'm currently not on TikTok, but my ex is. And he's communicating with these people who exist to cause my life problems. And he's doing things like this to appeal to them so he can make money. And it's really disgusting how he's turned on me. This is stooping to a new low. This is insane. Now he's accusing my daughter of assaulting my youngest daughter when that's not at all the case. At all. That's not true at all. I don't even know what else to say. And that's a very serious threat to make. Sisters fight. You're not going to threaten to call the cops on my children for getting into a normal sibling war. That's what they do. They're kids. And it was diffused. They were back to normal 5 minutes later. Back to normal because siblings fight. I just am so disturbed right now that I received a threat like that he's threatening to call the police on my daughter, who is a straight A student, who's very organized and clean, who's very fun and creative, who loves her sister dearly, who also, yes, she's the older sister, she's the big sister, and she does enforce the rules. That's how she is. She's just like that. She would never hurt her little sister. Yes, the two of them get into it sometimes, and they start throwing pillows at each other or tickling each other or poking each other, but that's normal child behavior. The fact that he's over here threatening to call the police on a 13-year-old, is disgusting. Absolutely disgusting. And I don't know how I feel about this. I've never expected this from him. I have not expected him to do something like this. All three kids in my house, my kids are great kids. They would never hurt each other, assault each other. Yes, the two girls were scratching at each other. My two daughters were doing that. Their ages 10 and 13, okay? It's normal. It's normal. I hate to say it, but it's normal for sisters to fight. All people watching this who have had a sister before in a close age group, or mothers watching this with daughters, know that sisters fight. So I don't have any issues. My daughter is very respectful, loving. Both of them are. They're not unruly. They follow the rules for the most part. My youngest daughter spends a lot of time at her dad's where he has no rules, and it's an adjustment her first day here because I have a lot of rules. I have a lot of structure in my home. That's why it's so functionable, and it functions well because we have rules. Rules keep us safe. And just the smallest rule of you can't blow bubbles in the house would keep you safe because I have hardwood floors, and if you blow bubbles in the house, that could cause you to slip and fall and hurt yourself. So my middle daughter knows to enforce those rules, and it's just totally crazy. I do see though that my youngest daughter is a little bit struggling with rules that differ from her dad's house versus my house, because his house has like no rules and mine has rules, but within reason. So threatening to call the police on a child is sickening. My middle daughter doesn't deserve that. My youngest daughter doesn't deserve that. That's abuse. Okay, not only is he trying to alienate me from my daughter, he's trying to alienate her from her sister and make up these he's so dramatic. And I told my daughter, I said, you know what? You can't do this anymore. If you get in a fight with your sister and you want to talk to someone on the phone, you're going to have to call your best friend or call your grandma, call my grandma, talk to me. And she said, well, you don't get it. You just don't get it. And I said, I understand I might not get it. So call your friend. Right now, her dad is literally out to get me and to keep her out of my house out of pure spite because he's just so miserable. I don't know why this guy wants to torment me emotionally by ripping my daughter away from me, but making up lies like this is just so fucking obnoxious, unnecessary, and above all, it's a lie. It's wrong. It's very wrong. And from what I gathered last night, I got all these texts saying, your ex is live and he's drunk right now. He's live streaming, saying horrible things about you. I said, don't tell me. I don't want to know anymore. I know that he live streams. I know he drinks, and when he goes on there, he gets crazy, but I don't want it to ruin my day. I don't want it to affect my day. So I tell people, please don't send me screenshots. Don't send me videos. Don't tell me anything. I don't want to know his business when he's at home alone, out and about, doing his thing. If my daughter's not there, I don't want to know. I don't want to know. If I'm here and the whole purpose is to spend time with my kids, she needs to quit calling him. If she needs to talk to someone and she thinks that I don't get it, she can call her best friend, her grandma, my grandma, and at this point, it's just going to cause a problem. Because this is what happens. My two daughters, they'll get into it sometimes. They'll argue, they'll fight, whatever. And when I say fight, you know what I mean. Sister fights, normal sister fights. And then she'll call her dad and be like, pick me up. But I diffuse the situation and everything goes back to normal and they love each other. So it's just a childlike tantrum because the two sisters didn't get along. It's if you don't have kids, if you don't have a sister and you don't understand. That's just how kids are. They get into a fight, but then they go back to normal 5 minutes later. And the fact that he's like enabling this behavior and taking advantage of it, almost exploiting it by using it to start making legal threats is sickening. Making a legal threat is just wrong. That's fucking disgusting. And she was not assaulted by bickering. They were scratching each other. It's the extent of what it was. And they both had scratches on them. It's stupid. And that's what daughters do. And I don't really know what else to say. Sometimes they get into fights. It also doesn't help that my daughter spends more time at her dad's house than here and has a major adjustment to the change in the environment, the rules, and being reminded of certain things. Things as simple as your dirty clothes go in the laundry basket, or flush the toilet, or make your bed. It's simple things like that that he literally just doesn't enforce at his house for whatever reason. I don't know. So I'm gonna go now. I have to get ready.